Hi, Matt Trucks here with the Jackson Kayak Fishing Team, Team Torqeedo Fishing, Yak Attack, theplastichull.net, and Delaware Paddle Sports. Today I'm going to be rigging up this brand new 2023 Jackson Kayak Bite with the Torqeedo Ultralight 1103. These boats are great for customizing and rigging as it's a blank slate, and hopefully you'll find some tips from this video that you can use on your installations. Okay, now, so the first thing I did personally, I made my own mount here. So this is made with gear track. This way I can, when I put the Torqeedo mount on there, it'll actually slide back and forth for when I car top. Now the reason for that is because the further back I get this, well, the motor off of it actually adds more speed to the kayak. There we go. Now, so this would be the stowed position, and then the actual position that this will be in when in use, it's right about there. So it actually adds about 12 inches off the stern of the kayak, and that actually adds speed to the bite. It's pretty cool. Now just lock it down with these knobs here. So the next step, I'm going to add 12-inch gear track to these areas of the stern of the bite because there is no track back here. And this is also going to double as my rod bar. I call this a rod bar. This is something I fabricated myself. It's got a gear track on top here, and it's just a piece of angled aluminum stock and drilled holes on either end, and that'll actually fasten with Yak Attack knobs. And then this also is going to double with the Yak Attack tie down eyelets, which will guide my steering lines and my up down lines at the stern area here. To fasten the track to the kayak, you'll need 10 by 3/4 inch self-tapping screws and a 1/8 inch drill bit. Now I've aligned the track right here with the edge of these bungee cord webbing tie downs here. I'm going to drill the middle hole first. Okay. Screw. One. And three. Okay. And I'll repeat the same on the opposite side. Okay, I'm now going to add the tie down eyelets. Great, now we're ready for the foot braces. Okay, these are the stock Jackson Kayak foot braces. I'm going to remove these. I'm going to use the Select Designs True Course foot braces for this setup. So it's pretty simple. We're just going to take out these 1032 screws that have molded in inserts. There's 2 on either side. Okay, this is the True Course foot brace steering setup. So basically, we are now going to use 2 10 by 34 by 2 inch bolts, and that'll give us the distance to get through the foot brace hardware. And we're going to go through the foot brace with a 1/2 inch nylon spacer, 1/2 inch by 1/4 inch hole. We're going to do this for both the front and the back. Get them started. I'm going to start with these cable adjusters in, and then just real easily snug up on these. I also put a 1/4 inch washer on there to basically make it so it sits flush on top of the foot brace hardware. There we go, that's solid there. And I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna now use this 1/16 inch Spectra cable. You can buy this at Delaware Paddle Sports. We've been using this lately instead of the steel cable. It just seems to flow a little better. So I want to tie what we call is what is called is a noose knot. So I'm going to go through the carabiner, and then I'm going to take the tag end. I'm going to wrap it 5 times. I'm going to come around the back here. Hopefully you can see this. Sorry for the shadows. It's just tough in the garage at night sometimes. I'm going to take the tag end and go through all those loops that I just made around and pull. And that right there is a noose knot. Okay, so now before we tie anything down, sorry for the shaky camera movement there, just gonna run the line all the way up to the foot brace here. So I'm going to run this Spectra. With the kit, the Select Designs foot braces, there's going to be a small Allen key in there. And what this does is you put it through a small hole here and just wiggle it around. And once it's in there, that'll hold the gas pedal foot brace steering style straight. So we're going to run the Spectra over the top here, and it's going to come out underneath here, and then we're going to run it through a hole on the bottom here. And I didn't move this cable adjuster in yet, so you want the cable adjuster to be all the way in. Then we're going to go through the inside of the cable adjuster. Like that. And you want to make sure that the motor's straight in the back there. And we're just going to tie a loop off on the end here. Tying that loop in the end. It's just a surgeon's knot. This is what I use because it holds. And then you're just going to twist the cable adjuster out until it hits that knot. And that should tighten up the tension. There we go. I'll just pull this out. And now we can steer. Now we're going to manage the steering line using these 1/8 inch P-clips or wire management guides. And basically I'm going to drill a pre-drill a hole right here next to the cup holder. It's the best spot to start angling the line down from the foot brace. Now I'm going to take the same number 10 by 3/4 screw I use for the track, just because I have these. You can use like a number 8 screw for this, but it just seems like these bite better into the deck, especially where there's going to be a lot of tension here. And now I'll just manage these back. Okay, I'm going to show you where I use the P-clips. So that's the foot brace there. Then I'm managing it right by the first cup holder there. And then coming back right next to the seat, back of the seat on that first groove. And then now I'm bringing it up because I need to go over my rod track. And then back to the motor. The next step is to install some track mounts in these nicely pocketed areas molded in from Jackson Kayak here. And the Yak Attack Gridlock XL Mighty Mount actually works perfect here, the 6-inch. It fits perfectly inside this little pocket, and now I can use the Select Designs clam cleat for raising and lowering the motor, and also locking the motor in for reverse lock. And I'll do that on either side, since these pockets are on both sides of where the seat area is here, just behind where you're sitting. So it's easy to reach right next to you and unlock the line to let the motor slide up or slide down, or pull the rope through and lock it in. Same thing with locking the motor down for reverse. Okay, now we're going to install the Gridlock XL. It comes with 6 screws, and with a 1/8 inch drill bit, I'm going to drill this. I'm going to first start with a corner, get it nice and centered in there. With the fastening hardware, it's different than the standard Yak Attack ones, where they're a bit longer, so they won't fit in here. So actually what you have to do is take the screw, put it through the hole here, and it says top on it. So we actually have to set these before we set the track on the kayak. Now once it's on here, it can be moved. It's just you can't get the track mounts through these openings on top. So okay. So I had already drilled that first hole there. The other thing is, you gotta remember that the rope catch is always in the rear, and the locking clam cleat part is always towards the front, so the line will lock when you pull it. Snug that down. Now make sure it's all lined up. I'm going to go to the opposite corner, drill my 1/8 hole. And I'm just going to follow these steps for the last 4. Now this is my right side, so this is where my up-down line is going to be. And then my lock line is going to be on the opposite side, on my left side. So it requires 2 of the Gridlock XL tracks, 6-inch on both sides. And this is actually the new sand color, which I thought would look pretty cool with the forest camo. Alright, so for the final steps, I have this, basically, it's just starter rope for gas engines, small gas engines. I used all the Torqeedo rope that comes with the kit. So this is pretty much the same stuff. And so I'm going to use this to run my up-down lines and my lock lines. Alright, so I'm going to go through the clam cleat here. Okay, then I'm going to go through my eyelet, tie down eyelet, and then through this large pad eye, right? And I'm going to go through the top. It would be the right side of the double harken pulley. I'm going to come down here to the single, come underneath and over. I'm going to go back up over that. And then I'm just going to tie down back over here. Right to this pad eye, I have that pulley on. I'm just going to do a double hitch knot. Just like so. Okay. I have my control area where the seat would be here, and this is going to be so I can pull the line towards me. So I'm going to cut. So the line's going to wrap around this way. I'm going to cut right here. Burn the ends. Okay. Run my line through here. I got this cool little pull handle here. Just gonna run my line through it and just tie it overhand knot. Like so. And pull it in. There we go. Nice. And onto the lock line. Now for the lock line, I had a piece of Torqeedo rope I had laying around, so it's a short piece, so I'll use it. This is from a previous install. So I'm going to run my line through the clam cleat, back through this tie down eyelet, and then I'm not going to run any of this through this mount because I only have 2 mounts. I have 2 1103s and I have 3 boats, so I need to be able to switch this mount from one boat to the other. So just going to run it straight to this carabiner here. And I'm just going to double half hitch it off, and that'll lock my motor down when I go in reverse. And now I'm just going to terminate the end with a bead here. Just going to tie an overhand knot. Or it's a, I think this is called a stop. That's just so I don't lose the line through the clam cleat. And that's it. That completes the install.